Thumbnails can literally make or break your channel. If your thumbnails are bad and no one's clicking, then you're losing views and your channel will eventually fizzle out. Basically, thumbnails are the things that decide whether your video actually lives or dies. That said, Pikzels is being positioned as a game-changer thumbnail creation tool that can help your videos go viral, boost your CTA, and help you grow your channel. So I got myself a Pikzels account, I've been inside the tool clicking around, generating thumbnails, using those thumbnails on my own channel, and trying to figure it out. And if you also want to test it out for yourself and follow along with me, then you can get access to a 7-day free trial in the description box below this video. So is Pikzels actually a shortcut to higher CTAs and viral videos, or just another shiny AI tool? Let's jump in and take a proper look. So when you first log into Pikzels, something interesting happens. It doesn't feel overwhelming. In fact, it feels almost simple, which honestly made me wonder at first, is that it? But once you start clicking around, you realize that Pikzels is deceptively powerful. So you've basically got a few core buttons, which are prompt, recreate, analyze, edit, and title, and a styles feature, which I'll also get to in a moment. So I actually personally really like this now. There's no clutter and no overwhelm with this tool. And the simplicity is intentional because it's not trying to be everything to all YouTubers. It's basically aimed at speed and creating viral thumbnails, and that's a very intentional angle. Now, let's first generate one from scratch, because this is where expectations meet reality. So inside Pikzels here, we're just going to start off and use this prompt feature. I'm just going to give a written prompt only at the moment. So let's get Pikzels to create something somewhat epic. How about the cinematic pre-duel scene of two traditional samurai warriors in a tall grass field? Left side of the frame shows a samurai facing forward with intense focused expression clearly visible. Right side foreground shows another samurai closer to the camera but with his back mostly turned. Only partial side of the face is visible, both holding drawn swords pointing downwards, positioned diagonally toward each other. Wind blowing long grass and scattered leaves in the air. Dramatic cloudy sky, moody atmospheric lighting, strong contrast, shallow depth of field, emotional tension, dark blue and muted gold colour grading, thumbnail composition, ultra sharp 8K detail. So let's submit this prompt to Pikzels, and Pikzels will take just a few seconds really to whip this up for us. Now when it comes to your prompt with Pikzels, I found if you can be very detailed but also very direct and to the point, you generally get a better result. So that said, you don't always get exactly what you want straight out the gate. Let's see how well Pikzels does with this one. Okay, now Pikzels has come up with two designs for us to choose from here, which is awesome. So if I zoom in, this is the first one. Pretty nice. I mean, I think that detail is absolutely amazing. And this is the second one that it came up with. Also very cool. Now Pikzels is scoring this one as 58 out of 100 and this one as 60. So generally the higher the score, Pikzels then reckons it's going to perform better as a thumbnail. But actually I prefer this one. So let's ask Pikzels to make another edit. So I'm just going to click on these little dots icon right here and click on the pencil icon. And now here I can write another prompt to ask Pikzels to make a change to this thumbnail. So how about we ask it to add the words "he didn't see it coming" in bold white text, all upper caps. Going to hit generate. Now Pikzels is going to add this to our thumbnail. Now I wasn't actually specific on which place I wanted it to go. So I was actually curious on where Pikzels is going to decide to place it. Okay, awesome. I think Pikzels did a really good job with this one. As you can see, Pikzels has also put a dark shadow behind the letters as well to really make them pop. So I think this looks great. And we can see Pikzels has also graded this thumbnail right here as 71 out of 100. So if we click on this, it's giving you a score out of 10 for virality, also clarity, idea, curiosity, and emotion. And if you open up any of these, Pikzels will tell you why it's graded the virality in the way it has and any tweaks you can make to improve it. And same thing for the clarity and the idea. Now, we're going to come back to this analyze feature in a few moments because I'm going to show you something that's not only going to massively speed up your thumbnail creation process, but it's also something that's going to give you a huge advantage in boosting your click-through rate. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. Now, what I genuinely like about this is instead of inventing from nothing, you just feed Pikzels some ideas. That shift alone makes the creative process feel lighter and so much faster. Now, creating thumbnails quickly is one thing, but what if you actually want them to look like you? So can Pikzels actually put you in the thumbnail? Any thumbnail? Let's test it out. So if you're creating a personal brand, and most YouTubers are, then your face in the thumbnail matters. So inside Pikzels right here, you can train what they call personas. So if we click on personas right here, you can basically train Pikzels on your face. It's really simple. All you do is follow these steps and you want to upload between 10 and 20 pictures of yourself with a few different face expressions and looking at different angles. Now I've already done this step, so if I click on personas, I'll see my persona right here, and then I can click on my persona to select it. So now we can see that my persona is in the bottom of the prompt window right here. And now I can give Pikzels a prompt to put my face in the thumbnail. So I'm asking Pikzels right here to use the face of Steve's persona on the samurai on the left side that is facing the camera. So a simple prompt, I'm going to click the generate button, and let's see how good a job Pikzels can actually do of this. Okay, first of all, I made a mistake here. I put the prompt in this box right down here, which was essentially giving Pikzels a command to create a new style of thumbnail, but in the same samurai theme. What I should have done is come to our thumbnail right here that we're working on and click this edit button right here and then give them my prompt in here, and it would have changed my face on this guy. I'll do that in just a moment, but let's quickly take a look at the thumbnails that Pikzels did create for us. So this is the first one, so that looks pretty cool. I quite like that. And if we take a look at the other thumbnail that Pikzels created for us, wow, I mean, that is a pretty awesome thumbnail, and the persona is pretty damn good. Now let's just go back and give the same prompt to the other thumbnail we were working on with the two samurais about to fight. So with this, if I want to edit this particular thumbnail, I click on this little pencil at the bottom right here, and now I need to give my prompt in here. So I'd select this button right here for the face swap, and I choose my persona. That's the only one I've got loaded on my account at the moment. Click generate, and now Pikzels should just switch that out automatically without me having to give another prompt. Okay, now Pikzels has swapped out the face for us, and we have a look at this. It hasn't really matched the expression very well to the scene. Doesn't look like I'm taking the death match seriously. And also my head, I think, does look a little bit big for the body, but that's okay. You get the idea. Anyway, because what you can do now is come down to the edit button right here and give a prompt to ask Pikzels to match the expressions to the scene. I don't think I'm going to ask it to make my head smaller because it's probably going to give me a peanut head, but let's ask Pikzels to change the expression at least. So my prompt is, change the expression of Steve's persona's face to serious, focused concentration, like he is about to do battle with a samurai. Let's hit generate and see what Pikzels comes up with for us. Okay, getting much better. Now, I'm not going to keep making tweaks to this particular thumbnail because each time I do that, it does cost me credits. So yeah, Pikzels does work on a credit system, which I'll explain later in the video when we talk about the pricing of Pikzels. But anyway, overall, I do think this feature is really good. And personally, I hate taking photos of myself doing stupid different expressions for thumbnails. It just makes me cringe. But facial expressions are quite important in YouTube thumbnails. That said, I'd much rather use a tool like Pikzels to do those expressions for me. Plus, it saves me a ton of time trying to take decent photos. Now, if you think that's useful, wait till you see this next Pikzels feature. This is where Pikzels starts to get really powerful. So instead of starting from scratch with your thumbnails, you can come into Pikzels here and use this recreate feature. Basically, this allows you to upload either a picture of someone else's thumbnail, or you can give Pikzels the URL of their video. Pikzels will analyze it, and then you can give prompts to say what you like, what you don't like about it, and then create your design based on their design. Now, at first this sounds like stealing, but what we're definitely not going to do is copy someone's thumbnail exactly how it is, because of course that's not right. But what is okay to do, and actually is what most YouTubers do anyway, is they look to see what kinds of thumbnails are working and base theirs off that same concept, then change it quite a lot to make it their own. But using Pikzels now massively speeds up the process. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so coming into YouTube here, I found this video right here from Jeff Su. So Jeff's channel has over 160 million subscribers, and this video here he created a month ago has got 115,000 views, and he created it a month ago and it's still getting 161 views per hour. So needless to say, Jeff definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to YouTube. His videos are great, by the way, if you haven't checked them out. But clearly, from these metrics, we can see that this video and this thumbnail is performing pretty well. So what you can do here now is you can use Pikzels to create your thumbnail based off Jeff's thumbnail or anyone's thumbnail that you can see is performing well. So what I can do is I can copy the URL of this video and then go back to Pikzels, and then selecting this recreate option here, I can click on this link button right here and then paste in the link for Jeff's video. And then I can give a prompt right here to ask Pikzels how I want to make my thumbnail based off this design. So I can also select my persona as well, so it'll switch Jeff out for me, and then I'll enter my prompt. So the prompt I'm giving to Pikzels to change up this thumbnail is, the persona should be wearing a hoodie which is burnt orange colour. Give the background a light blue tinge and make it look futuristic. Change the word life to say content and the word work to say creation. The persona is pointing over his opposite shoulder to the word content. Let's click generate and see what Pikzels comes up with for us. Okay, so here are the thumbnails that Pikzels has come up with for us. And these look pretty nice. Let's take a look at the first one. So I actually really like that. I think that looks really good. That's pretty much good to go as is. And check out the second one. I think it looks a bit weird. He's pointing with two hands. I do prefer the background on this one though. Now, this is an amazing opportunity for beginner YouTubers or people with a small channel to be able to tap into YouTube designs that have already been proven to work and go viral. Not to mention the amount of time this will save you. Okay, now I'm going to show you a Pikzels feature that can not only revive your old YouTube videos, but it can potentially start making those videos bring in a lot more views and boost your channel. Okay, quick pause here. If you're getting value from this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. On this channel, I share step-by-step guides on how to simplify the tech side of your business to help you be more productive, how to actually use AI and other smart tools the right way, and how to turn those tools into systems that can potentially bring in more revenue. So if that sounds good to you, then I'd love you to be a subscriber so you don't miss what comes next. Okay, so this is one of my favorite Pikzels features, and once you see it, you're going to instantly recognize the power that this has got. So this feature is the Analyze feature. So I did touch on this earlier, but what I'm going to show you now could potentially give your channel a massive boost. So when we click on the Analyze feature, what I can do is I can take one of my existing YouTube channels, put the link in, Pikzels will analyze the thumbnail of our video and tell us what's good about it and what needs improving, and then even make all the changes for us in one click. Now let me show you how it works. Okay, so if I go to YouTube right here and visit my own channel, I can look through my videos and find a video that I want to improve. For example, this one right here, this one actually started really well. It got a lot of traction, but then it just died. So if I take the URL of this video, copy the URL and give it to Pikzels. So in Pikzels, I can click Analyze right here and then click on this link option, paste in my link for my video, hit Analyze, and now Pikzels is going to start analyzing my video, tell me what's good about the thumbnail and what's crap about it, what needs changing, and then it's going to basically pimp up my thumbnail for me. Okay, so now here Pikzels has analyzed our video and it's giving us a score of 61 out of 100. So now if I click on this score, now I did touch on this bit earlier, as I said, we're now going to take this a few steps further. But first of all, if I look at the virality, Pikzels is actually giving this quite a low score on the virality. It's in the red here. And it tells us the improvements that needs to be made in order to help this thumbnails go viral. And then the same thing with the clarity and also the idea, the curiosity angle and the emotion too. Now, first of all, just having this insight is amazing and super helpful. But in the old days, you'd then have to go and manually make those changes yourself and hope that you actually do it good enough. But here, Pikzels actually has this one-click fix button. So I can just click this button and Pikzels is then going to make all the necessary changes for me to my thumbnail and fix it for me. And all I have to do is wait a few seconds. And there we go. Pikzels has now created a new version of our thumbnail. And personally, I think this is a lot better than what I created originally. And the score now is 82 out of 100. Now, here's why this feature is particularly compelling. So Pikzels has been trained on huge volumes of thumbnails that have performed really well on YouTube. So when it's evaluating, it's drawing patterns from thumbnails that have historically worked really well across YouTube. So does this actually mean that Pikzels knows your audience better than you? No, but structurally it knows exactly what kind of thumbnails work, what get the clicks, and specifically what kind of designs help a video to go viral. Okay, now, when it comes to getting people to click on your videos, one part of the story is thumbnails, the other part is titles, and Pikzels has you covered here too. Okay, so back in Pikzels, you can use this title option right here to either improve on a title that you already have or help you to come up with new titles for a new video. So let's say I want to come up with a title for this video. In the prompt box, I can ask, write me a title for a video about selling ebooks online. Let's hit generate and Pikzels is going to come up with 3 different titles for us to choose from. So here we have selling ebooks online, beginner's blueprint, or I made 10K selling ebooks, or the third one is ebooks empire, my 3-step selling method. They're pretty good. So now this doesn't really replace deep SEO research, but it's an excellent brainstorming tool and it's genuinely really useful. The titles I found that it comes up with for the most part are catchy and impactful, and this is super useful if you're stuck on your title. And it only costs you a couple of credits when you're using Pikzels. And I'll get to explaining the credit system in Pikzels in just a moment. So what I really like with this feature is that your thumbnail and title creation both happen in the same environment, and I think that can be really helpful for speed of creation and also coherence of your video. Now, before you decide if Pikzels is right for you or if it replaces any of your other tools, we need to talk about something that's really important. So Pikzels pricing starts at $28 per month if you're paying yearly, but if you pay monthly, then it's $40 per month for the premium plan, or it's $80 per month for the ultimate plan. But Pikzels also uses a credit system, so let me explain. So each of the price plans gives you a certain amount of credits to use. So on the premium plan, you'll get 1,000 credits each month, and on the unlimited plan, you get 3,000 credits. And if you don't use all your credits in any given month, then they do roll over to the next month, so that's good. That said, every generation that you do in Pikzels does cost you some credits. So for example, new thumbnail generations cost you 20 credits, as well as any additional changes you make to the thumbnail will cost you an additional 20 credits. Face swaps cost between 5 and 10 credits. The Analyze feature costs you 5 credits a go. Title generations cost you 1 credit per title, and each time you use that feature, Pikzels will give you usually 3 titles to choose from. Creating and training your persona, like I showed you at the beginning of the video, that'll cost you 50 credits, but you only need to do that once per persona that you want to add to your account. And there's also another feature inside of Pikzels that I didn't show in the video. It's called thumbnail styles. To be completely honest, I haven't really played around with that feature much yet, so I'll show it more in another video. But just so you know, training your Pikzels account on a particular style of video, for example, a review style video or a how-to guide style or a tutorial style, for example, each time you do that, like training a persona, will cost you 50 credits. Now, if you're uploading YouTube videos only once every couple of months, then Pikzels might not be worth it for you. But if you're creating YouTube videos a couple of times a month, or certainly a couple of times a week, or if you're serious about really growing your YouTube channel, then in my opinion, Pikzels is definitely worth it. And if you want to give it a go yourself, then you can get access to a 7-day free trial via the link in the description below this video. And if you want to discover 10 more powerful AI tools for creators, then watch this video right here.